Did your parents ever tell you not to stare at other people? But sometimes you just couldn't help it? People are fascinating. I think they're so fascinating because we know God created each of them, every unique person. They all came from one creator. Well, guess what? Today, it's gonna be okay to stare at some amazing things that God has made. We are going to stare at God's big creation, the expanse of outer space. We're talking planets, stars, asteroids. We're talking the galaxies, people. So, grab yourself a dehydrated chicken chili astronaut bar and come on, because we're soaring through the book of Genesis to discover where it all began. I'm Joel, and this is Explore the Bible on location. Activate astronaut jetpack. Have you ever looked through a microscope? We use microscopes to learn about the itty-bitty, teeny-tiny, itsy-weensy things that God has made. But what about the gigantic, enormous, gargantuan, humongous things that God has also made? To look at those, we need something that can see super duper duper far away. Watch this. Telescope! Telescopes started in 1604 when Galileo, a famous scientist, studied the sky and invented a way to see farther. In 1990, the Hubble telescope was placed in Earth's orbit. That's like a circular path around the Earth. It allows us to see awesome pictures of groups of stars called galaxies really, really far away. So I'm here with Billy. Billy is an astronomer. Billy, this is your backyard. Did you build all of this?
Oh, I did. Because of the fact that since the 5th grade, I wanted to see the stars in the night sky. So when I grew up, this is my playground. I built the observatory, and this is my telescope.
This is the biggest telescope I've ever seen. Billy, how does this thing work?
I'm glad you asked. It is computer controlled, and it knows where we're located because it has a GPS on it. And these are cameras on the top. And so you have to know the night sky. I type in what I want into my computer. These cameras make sure that it's looking at what I'm supposed to be looking at. And then it'll lock onto that object because we have to remember that our Earth is spinning and the stars are stationary, so it constantly has to adjust.
So, what kinds of things do you look at with this telescope, and how far can this thing see?
Probably the most distant object that's really cool to look at is the Andromeda Galaxy. It's about 2 billion light years away.
With this telescope, we can see all the way to the Andromeda Galaxy. You've been awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Look at this. I made it. It's our solar system. So where did all that outer space stuff come from? When did it all begin? Think about this. Our planet is an orb floating around in space. It's revolving around a giant ball of fire, the sun. The position is perfect. Any closer and everything would just burn up. Any further away and everything would freeze. So who put it all there? Well, I got good news. The book of Genesis gives us the answers to these questions. It says that God created everything in just 6 days. Say what? You heard me correctly. 6 days. In just 6 days, God created everything, and on the 7th, he rested. Not only did God create everything out there, he also created everything on here, the earth. Day 1. light was created, day and night. Day 2, sky and waters were divided. Day 3, land was created, and all the plants and trees too. Day 4, the sun, moon, and stars were created to fill the sky. Day 5, birds and fish were created. Day 6, the land animals were created, and mankind, the most special of God's creations, was made. Day 7, God rested from all his work. In just 6 days, God spoke everything we know into existence. Isn't God amazing? Okay, I can't help it. I have to tell you at least one more amazing thing that God has done. Did you know that Earth is actually perfectly tilted? Yep, that's what gives us seasons like winter and summer. Wasn't God so creative to tilt the Earth to create our weather? And the sun and moon affect the tides in the ocean. God said that everything He created was very good, and He is in control of all of it. Think about this. The eternal, all-powerful creator of the universe wants to have a relationship with us. Us! There is no one like Him. There was nothing. Nothing but God. And then God created the universe and the earth and the trees and even you and me. But He didn't just create it and then walk away and leave it alone. He's still the ruler of the heavens and the earth. He wants to display His glory and power all around us and His love and grace within all of us. He is the author of creation. He is the ruler of creation. That's what we learn when we study and stare at the book of Genesis. I'm Joel, and this is Explore the Bible on Location.